Plus I can't see the screen. My eyes are not that good. All right, guys. So how's you guys do today trading? Today I'm gonna go over a very important topic. But before we start, guys, are you guys back in work? I think everyone's still on lockdown, right? So this is a perfect time to join and learn a new skill. Tosh, just text Tosh. We always gonna leave the number open for Tosh. So if you have any questions about stocks, trading, or anything like that, just give text to Tosh. Give Tosh a text. I'm looking like a boy band, Korean pop star. Okay, with that in mind, taxes are coming up too. On our MIC website, there's a tax planning, so I don't want to get into too much into that. But this is a perfect time if you're not saving money through deductions, because MIC is also deductible. Now's a good time to have. You have a lot of time now, man, to do all this stuff that you hate to do, paperwork stuff. So taxes is one of those things. Taxes is like fucking even worse than the coronavirus, man. That shit never fucking leaves you. You're inflicted with it for the rest of your fucking life. Some people die because of debt, right? So anyways, I'm gonna get into taxes. But okay, well, that's that. I think we covered it all. I want to jump straight into it, guys, because I want to talk about the state of the market. So how's you guys trade today? Yeah, there's tax planning you can deduct. You can set up an LLC and do all that stuff. So our main guy, Brian Rivera, he's a certified CPA over in Orlando. He's awesome, man. He's legit, certified, all that good stuff. Of course, we would never, work with anybody that's not legit. So with that said, guys, I want to get into the topic today. Today's topic is actually very good. It's like these stocks are actually, they're adapting, man. They're like the fucking virus. They won't go away. Well, they won't go away until the virus goes away, so it'll still be pumped. And so this sector play is going to last longer than most other sector plays. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Until there's a cure, until people are out working, until life resumes back, there's always going to be some sort of PR that's going to pump up all these stocks. So you have to be very, very aware of that. And not only as a short seller, you have to be aware of the fact that these stocks can just rip your face off. As a long bias trader, you have to realize these stocks are pieces of shit. They're fake. Fake news pumping this shit. I found a cure for corona. I'm starting a fucking clinical trial. Bullshit, you ain't doing that shit. You are starting. This is the thing, man. Like today's news on APDN. Fucking piece of shit news. But it moved the stock huge. And if you were shorting in the morning early, you're dead. Only to be proven correct towards now, at the end of the day, when it went back down. That's, if you read it carefully, you see a lot of buzzwords that get people fucking thinking that they have a trial for vaccines. And then you found out it's a fucking for animals. That they're running a trial for animals, and this is a preclinical trial. Meaning they're still fucking pushing paperwork. They don't have shit. They don't have fucking shit. All they have is a PR, low float, and a bunch of shorts that are stuck. Pop it right back up. Turn the algos back on. Pay some guy to fucking sell paper for you. And you look at that shit, and you look at the bottom, and then the last paragraph, it says right there, we don't have anything. I don't know anybody wants to type it in the PR itself. It says we don't have anything. We don't have a commercial. We don't have a product. We don't have shit. So basically, they're just pumping and dumping. But there's a quote I love to say that kept me alive for a long time, guys. The markets can remain and will remain irrational longer than you can be solvent. The markets can remain irrational longer than you can be solvent. Meaning, eventually you're gonna run out of money. Just like APDN, it kept on going up in the morning. If you throw all your shorts at it at pre-market, you're fucking smoked. And then you went bankrupt. And then all of a sudden it went down, and you're like, oh shit. Same thing with CHCI. Same thing with Pixie and all these stocks. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And this is the same pattern, guys. But the problem is this. The pattern exists, but the timing is different. Okay, let me explain that to you again. The pattern will always be there. First, they're gonna PR some piece of crap bullshit news. The stock gets ran over because the smart guys are like, this is fake news. They don't have a coronavirus vaccine. They're doing paperwork. I want to put all my money in because it's fake. And the next you know, what the hell? That stock quadrupled and I'm fucking dead. You get blown away. And that's what we mean by the markets will remain irrational longer than you can be solvent. The pattern is the same. Pump and then dump. The difference is the timing. Timing is what makes people rich. It's not knowledge that makes people rich, guys. I know these stocks will come down. How does that fucking help me? It doesn't help you if you have the wrong timing. If you're constantly wrong all the time, you will lose, even though you're right. Being right doesn't mean shit, guys, unless you can time it. And this is what the process that we teach. And the process basically is the timing method. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that again because this is very important for you guys. A lot of these smart ass guys on fucking Twitter, they know every fucking shit, but they're broke. They can't trade worth shit. Because they have no timing. They think they are so smart. They think that they know shit people don't know. No shit, these stocks are scams. And they're fucking posting memes, making fun of people. Why are you so stupid chasing this shit? That's because they're upside down. They're stuck. They are stuck. And they're trying to get you to fucking sell. And they're making fun of people. Okay, Mr. Smartass, why don't you tell me something I don't know? Why are you telling me these companies are scam? We know it's a scam. I mean, do I have to fucking like pay you to tell me it's a scam? We all fucking know a stock that went from $2 to $10. It's not a real company. It has fucking 5 employees. It's using fucking ducks to fucking do clinical trials. So, what am I trying to get at here? I'm trying to get at is the fact that fuck your ego. You're not a fucking genius. I'm not a genius. No one's a fucking genius. It's pretty fucking common sense. Okay? You are congratulating yourself for common sense shit. So, that leads me to a couple things. This is how you can fix your ideas, okay? Don't be a sucker. Don't believe every fucking news press that comes out. Look at it. Look at their news. Read it carefully and think to yourself. You know, it's like curing cancer. How many of these PRs have been curing cancer for the past 20 years? Same exact thing, right? Curing this, curing that. You make your dick large, make your breast bigger. Dick enlargement. How many pills have you fucking fell for, right? So the thing is, first off, get off your high horse. You're not giving anything out that anybody don't know. The hardest part about making money is timing, guys. Is not knowledge. Knowledge is out there, and that's why the biggest guys that make the most money are the traders and not the researchers. The researchers are too overly biased. Being overly biased will kill you. Okay, so this is where we're leading today's topic. Today's topic is on bias. How do you know when to short, when to go long? Even though you're a smart guy, you know that these stocks are scams. I know that CHCI is a scam. I know PAPDN is a scam. If you don't know your scam, that's the first level of. That's the first thing you gotta understand. So how do you learn that? You learn that by losing your ass. Everybody does that. I fell for PRs when I started trading. I read the PR, go, holy shit, they're gonna cure cancer. Let me call my mom and dad and put their fucking life savings in. CNBC is now pushing this shit. Oh my god, I'm up fucking 50%. I'm gonna fucking go car shopping. I'm gonna fucking check out fucking houses. I wake up the next morning, boom, an offering comes out. What the fuck happened? Buy more. Look, they fucking, you know, they're curing cancer. And the stock is now 50%. I loved it at fucking $10. At fucking $3, it's like a fucking, my prayers have been answered. Let's mortgage my house and buy more shit. You know? And then you go bankrupt. And then you know, and then there's two types. When you go bankrupt, you can either start blaming the trolls and the short sellers, or you can learn like I did, or you can learn like Alex did, or you can learn like all you guys did. Like you realize, you know, man, no one to blame except yourself. You fell for the fucking pump and dump. You fell for that shit. You fell for the fact that you bought a Gucci belt thinking you could get laid by supermodels, because some guy with a fucking Gucci belt always gets the supermodels, right? You fell for that shit. All you're doing is a broke ass, dumbass looking guy with a fucking Gucci belt and you know, and taking the fucking bus to work. But so So that's the first step, to learn that these companies are scamming you. Life is scamming you. Marketing is scamming you. Okay? So, but the thing is, you can take advantage of that. And that's why we trade small caps. We trade small caps because we know the pattern. We know the end game. The problem we don't know is the timing. The timing is what is the money, guys. Money. Timing. If you can time this shit, you would be a trillionaire. Not everybody can time everything. That's the problem. So that's where we came up with the concept of the lines, the support and the resistance. So I'll give you an example. In the morning, APDN was a long, because we identified it in the room. I played the long. Same thing with CHCI. Same thing with Pixie, PIX. It's because I look at the float, the same pattern. If you take a look at all those common denominator, they're all heavily rotated. They're tiny float. They have floats of 2 million. So some crap very low, 3 million, 2 million, and now they're trading at 30 million. So it's a game of hot potato between someone that's passing it back and forth. It's like having, you know, a fucking like 100 pair of Yeezys, those fucking dumbass fucking Yeezy shoes that people were paying $500, $1,000 back in the day for. Now they're like, they can't even get rid of them because they're so fucking ugly and no one wants them. So it's a supply and demand game. They hype it up, and then the moment's gone, boom, dead. So in the morning we identified, dude, there's certain areas that you should not fucking touch short because you don't know what the top is. So it's the same process all the time. I'll tell you what the process is. The process is this. You have to identify where is we call it kind of like the line area, like where are the support areas. If it breaches certain lines of support, like a death line or something we call a death line, if it breaches those, it turns from a long into a short. A very simple way to do it. This is rudimentary. This is by no means the Bible, is the VWAP. Okay? It's the VWAP. So in the morning, these stocks were over-rotated. They're small floats. They're day ones. People are stuck short. So the key is being stuck short. And that's why I love over-rotated small floats. Because there's not enough shares to go around. If you're short a big chunk of it, you're fucking dead. You're going to have to find someone else to sell it to you. And oftentimes, the people that are buying are my mom and dad that think they're getting cured. They're curing corona when they just fucking pushing paper at the company, right? And so, but at some point, the stock goes down far enough and breaches VWAP, under VWAP, it gets more than complicated VWAP. I'm just using that as an example, okay? Because it's too long to talk about right now. So in the morning, it was a long. But then at some point, under a certain line, it's under a certain support line, there's too many bag holders. People are upside down. They get margin calls, or they go, fuck, I can't take it anymore. They reach their max pain. And it causes a domino effect of selling. Okay? Everybody's buying. So imagine an imaginary line. I call this VWAP. If it goes back up, everybody now is making money. Because their average price, VWAP is a volume weighted average price. If they're at, let's say, $5, the stock is at $8, why are you selling? Most of these guys will not sell. They are above water. They're loving life. They're out looking for fucking cars because they think they're going to be rich because this is going to cure the coronavirus. It's going to be $1 trillion company. And then it goes from $8 to $5 and they're like, oh shit, this is my chance to buy more. So they're buying more because they're like, man, I only bought a little bit on the way up. And I told myself it comes back down to get greedy. I'm going to fucking go all in. Just like Bitcoin. How many Bitcoin motherfuckers are stuck? Right? Buying shit at $15,000. So now they're buying more at $5 or $6. Just averaging all the way down. And then there's a point where now they're underwater. And they're like, fuck. And then there's going to be, so it becomes a domino effect. Everybody starts to sell. And the more people sell, the lower the price goes. Okay? And that line, we know what that line is. We identified that line. That's what we call the lines. You know, join and we'll tell you because it's too much to talk about right now. So there is a line that if the stock goes above or under, you know it's a long or a short. You do never, ever want to go long on a stock that's under VWAP that has already had a huge top set. Because what's going to happen is if that line gets breached, it's a domino effect of selling. Everyone's going to fucking start selling. Okay? And so that's how we are able to stay safe in the morning. But not only staying safe, I used to do this, guys. I used to tell the room which stocks to avoid. And I would just look at these stocks fucking go up without me. Now I'm like, fuck, dude. Instead of just watching and avoiding, why don't I just trade them long? So that's what we did. I'm using the strategies that we teach, the first bounce stuff. And dude, I went long on all these stocks in the morning. And then when they reached underneath, I went short. Sure, I don't get the top tick shorting, but I don't blow up. Who knows what the top is? Today, these stocks died around 11 o'clock. Who knew? It could have ran 2-3 days, just like APT. So, the way you trade to be safe is not always trying to be the hero and having the best top tick or bottom tick prints. It's to have knowledge where is the odds that are in your favor to be a long or to be a short. Okay, that is the true bias switching, in my opinion. Too many of these guys are just long, short, long, short, long. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? All you're doing is, I call that tick scalping. They can make money, but it's like manual labor fucking process that you as a new trader can never master. I'm telling you that right now. It takes them a decade to be able to do that. They cannot teach you this shit. They cannot teach you how to do this shit. You're just a beginner. You're not quick enough. I just saw right now, today, a chat room guru, Furu, tell their guys, these stocks run too fast. This is why you need a fucking hotkey. I want you guys to install your hotkeys and figure out how to do the hotkeys so that you can sell into this shit and buy into this shit because it's too fast. If your strategy is being the quickest motherfucker in and the quickest guy out, you're fucking dead. You're dead. That is not a viable long-term option because you are never the quickest guy. Algos are quicker. There's other guys that are quicker. The only reason that they are making money and they are the quickest is because they are the ones that are calling the alerts. If I'm the guy that's telling you to buy and sell, of course I'm going to be the quickest. I'm the first guy. How the hell am I going to lose? I have a room of 2,000 guys. How the fuck am I going to lose? There's no way I'm going to lose. If you lose, you're an idiot. You're a freaking idiot. Everybody else is the guy that's chasing. So it's basically a Ponzi scheme, guys. It's a Ponzi scheme. Without all the sheep, they would not make money. That's why they pick certain stocks to do this. So what is the better way to trade? Not to chase alerts, but to have a process. To wait for the stock to come to your lines. To wait for the stock to match your profile of your process. And that's why as an older trader, now I used to trade like that. I used to tick trade like crazy. Large size, small, very small moves, but that is very tiring. That is very tiring. It's not scalable. And it seems like you can make money, but there's no way I can teach that to anybody. A more preferable approach as I matured as a trader is to wait. Stress-free. Being a tick trader like that, where you're always trying to be the quickest guy in and out, is very stressful, guys. It's so stressful. Whereas I know my process. I put out my fantasy orders, and if they hit, they hit, and I sit back. This is me in the open. At pre-market, I define all my lines. I define what I'm going to do, where my X's are, where my stops are, put it all into the system. Then at the open, I see what hits. And when they hit, usually I'm good. Because I pre-planned it, and if I lose, hey man, I lost. That's trading. I cannot be upset that I lost. If I was upset that I lost, it means I sized too much. Because we always say this, man, I don't know how much I want to make for the day, but I know how much I don't want to lose, or I know how much I will lose if I max out lose. That's why you have max loss rules. That's why you have stop losses, max size, all that. So I can pre-calculate ahead of time how much I'm going to lose. That's called risk management. Okay? But I can never figure out how much I can make because who knows what I can make. But I know I can control one thing in life, how much I'm willing to take a beating and walk away. The guys that are YOLO, you only live once, I don't care if I die. I'm going to go out and just do what I do. Those are the guys that die. Those are the guys that die, guys. So I'm going to recap really quickly, guys. Knowing where it is the most optimal to go long, and then knowing where to stop going long, and then knowing where to go short. are huge advantages. Even though you don't trade on the short side, okay? Even if you are not a short seller, knowing where not to go long saves you money. APDN kept going down. It was way up there. And if you're thinking, oh my God, I'll keep adding because there's no way it kept going down. How can it go down? You're dead. So knowing both sides of the trade helps you on your trade. Knowing how a short seller thinks, knowing how the best lines, the best regions, the best areas, the best zones are in your advantage. It's like I always say, if you want to fight Mike Tyson, in the beginning, you're going to die if you fight Mike Tyson. Okay? You have to wait till he's old and beat up like now, right? Maybe have a chance. I wouldn't have a chance now, but when he was young, there's no fucking way. You have to be his entourage. That's going long. You ride the trend until Mike Tyson now is an old beat up stock, and then you short the fuck out of him. Then you beat him. That's what it is. Why you keep trying to fight a Mike Tyson stock when it's not in your advantage? Wait for Mike Tyson to get weak. And that's what we mean by lines, by zones, by the death line, by VWAP, and all those things, guys. Exact same thing. You want to beat up the stock when it's the appropriate time, when everybody's ganging up on Mike Tyson. But at the early in his career, he's going to kill you. Everybody's on Mike Tyson's side, you know? All right, I'm going to stop here and take any questions. Anybody want to get on or anything? And so knowing the regions, guys, will help you tremendously. And that, in my opinion, is the correct way to do a bias change. A bias change is, there's certain levels, certain lines that if you go down and up, it becomes a long or a short. It's not, every time it goes up, doesn't work like that. And there's one thing I want to share as well to you that I made a mistake during this week. During this week, I was trying to overtrade because there's so many things. I do well when there's only a limited number of stocks that I'm watching, and then I size up on those and I nail in that bell. Versus so today, another example like today, in the morning, I was trying to trade like 7 stocks. It doesn't work like that. So I'm fucked up. So there's a stock that would move and I wouldn't even see it, guys. And that's where I lost, okay? I'm green for the day. But I could be much greener, dude. I lost unnecessarily $3,000 on this one stock called Nuro, N-U-R-O. It's because I didn't see it. I put out my orders and I was trading other stocks, and then I'm like, holy shit, it halted. It blew up, and I made half of the loss back, but that basically is like, think about it. I lost $3,000 on that one play. That's a lot of money. That's rent money, right? So if I can eliminate those, and how do I eliminate those? So by focusing too many stocks, what's going to happen is this. If you lose one of those stocks, you keep staring at that stock and you lose opportunity. So it's the opportunity cost, okay? This may not, at the beginning trader, you can't even look at many stocks. But then as you get more advanced and you get a little arrogant or cocky, you may want to start over trading. And that's what happened to me today. I should have focused on CHCI, which I did. That bounce was huge. I'll post it when I get on Twitter. It made like 50-cent move. It was like a $4 stock. It made a 50-cent move in 30 seconds. I had out 10,000 shares staggered. I filled 4,000 of it. But if I had just focused my attention on that shit, I could fucking get in even bigger or fill more appropriately for my lines. But I just threw it out there. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh shit, I filled. And so the focus was taken away from that stock because I was stuck in that NURO stock. And I'm like, yeah, I made fucking my money back on NURO. I think I made back $1,200 or whatever, stupid shit. Because I can only fill 4,000 shares at the top. So it wasn't that much, but $1,500 back, whatever. But I gave away a $5,000 opportunity on the bounce. I still made like $2,000 on that bounce, but it could have been a lot more if I focused. So opportunity cost is the way to go, guys. So 2 things you learned today. You learn to focus. Focus. Don't, because the more stocks you trade, there's marginal stocks that you shouldn't even be in. Okay, today I in the morning I was not in the zone. Later on, I was in the zone. I was in the matrix because I limited my attention to a few stocks. I nailed APDN. The bottom, I covered it at $6.05, $6.05. Wrote it down. So I made like all my losses on that fucking. And how did I make money on APDN? Once again, this is the second tip I'm telling you. APDN, I was long in the morning. And then we identified $6.50 as the last major support. Under that is basically the death line. The death line, the ultimate death line is $6.30. But you can anticipate because the VWAP at that time was $7.40. It's $1 under VWAP. So the moment 650 got breached, boom, I'm putting my orders in to short. What I did was this, I hit some early, I sit some early, and then I waited for the bounce. It kept on adding. And then sure enough, it started stair-stepping down to $6.05. Okay? And if I had just remained the same bias in the morning, being long, and kept adding, I would be dead. And the only reason I'm able to know where to go long, where to go short, is knowledge of the lines, technical analysis. This is what we teach. Okay? There's a certain line where you should not go long. There's a certain line you should not go short. Doesn't mean that you should be in a short or long. There's also noise in the middle. Okay? There's areas where it's a coin flip. I don't like to trade coin flips. That's gambling. If you want to trade coin flips, go to the casino. Okay? So that's what you learned today, guys. You learned that there's areas of interest. That's what I call it. Areas of interest. That when the stock reaches that point, it's a decision point. Okay? Where you're going to go long or you're going to go short or you do nothing. And then today, APDN was the exact same example. And all these stocks, PIXI, CHCI. And then one more tip I want to tell you. Okay, the third tip I want to tell you is these stocks, even though they break resistance, break death line, there's always a chance of them reclaiming. Just like Neuro, N-U-R-O. It's because the float is so tiny. It doesn't take much for a manipulator to move it up. The manipulator failed on NURO. It got a bunch of weak guys like me to lose just a couple $1,000. But then they probably took a big loss too. Who knows? But there's always a chance of zombie, guys. So you have to not assume that just because a stock broke the death line or broke a major support or is under VWAP, that it cannot reclaim the VWAP and kill you. Those are the silent assassins that have been historically my biggest losses. My biggest losses are always the VWAP reclaim ninja assassin that came out of nowhere while I was in the bathroom celebrating my victory, and then I turn around, boom. Neuro, same thing in the morning. Take a look at that stock, NURO in the morning, boom, $1.50 jumped up out of nowhere, assassinated me. Whew. All right, guys, I want to bring someone on. I said a lot of things, and maybe hopefully you guys understood. Today was a very technical day for IG Live, you know. So you may have to watch it a couple times to understand this, guys. But this is huge, major points I'm telling you right now, because timing is what's going to make you money, not knowledge. Timing, and timing comes from knowledge of when to go long, when to go short, and we take the guesswork out of that. And that's the thing. People like to use the word backside, front side. But how do you actually define the words backside and front side? It's not necessarily VWAP, guys. It's VWAP in conjunction with other lines, other factors, other indicators. One indicator alone is not going to make you a fucking good trader. 10 indicators won't even make you a fucking good trader. It may make you even more confused. But knowledge of the process and how to apply those indicators will make you money. And that translates into timing and experience. Timing comes from experience. So like we tell people all the time, you're not paying MIC just for knowledge of strategies. You're paying MIC for the experience. You're paying me for my losses, so I learned these things. I learned the lines. I learned the death line. I learned all this stuff because of losses. I learned the zombie rule because of losses. Alex and I have lost millions of dollars thinking we were never going to lose because the stock could not be saved, until we realized, dude, it can't be saved. These are the factors that you look at: float rotation, time of day, things like that, how close the stock is to VWAP, all that stuff. Okay, so this is a very technical IG Live, guys. It may scare off a lot of you guys at the beginning, but I assure you, watch it again over time, watch it again. It will make a lot of sense on timing. Whew. Okay, that was a lot of I didn't think it was gonna go this detailed, but hopefully you guys understand and learn. Okay, I want to bring someone else on, guys, just to mix it up. Who wants to get on? Raise your hand. Yeah, guys, seriously, I always ask these questions. It's like I get asked all the time, and I don't mind helping people, but I'm like, dude, if you just join, all these questions and more will be answered. That's the thing. What is stopping you? Is $190 like too much? We're really curious. For an entire month, $190. That's fucking less than one night of going out. For an entire month. All right, let me bring on someone that have not been on. Let's see. Johnny boy. This is a random pick here, guys. Yeah, today I want to do a technical thing. That's what I'm saying. So these are the errors that every time I do an error, I did something wrong. I try to summarize it as a learning lesson for everybody. Okay. Anybody else want to go on? Let's see. Johnny boy probably is not available. A lot of you guys are work. Let's see. Yeah, man. If you lost more than $200 this month, it's a no-brainer. Why are you throwing away good money when you should be saving that money for education? Waiting for Johnny boy 149. And bow. It didn't work. Let me bring Jake. I've seen Jake around a lot. Okay, Jake's not available. Okay, I'm gonna bring another person on because he's not connecting. Sorry, Johnny. Let's want to try it again, but Jake is not working either. So I want to bring one person on before you know. So whoever wants to get on, just ask a question or just a comment, whatever you want to comment. I don't mind bringing on a troll, a hater, person that's in MIC, not in MIC, doesn't matter. How about a person that's on the fence joining MIC? I want to get into the mindset of someone that is on the fence, and so that we can help figure out how we can overcome this fear of like trust or fear of trust that, you know, you may not be ripped off or learn something. Okay, Johnny boy. Let me try that again. Waiting for Johnny boy.
Hey, Bao. Hey, there we
my
go.
Friend.
Nice.
Finally good.
Yeah,
How
I
you
just
doing?
had to fix my microphone and stuff. I'm doing real well. How about you?
Okay, so I don't know who you are. No one knows. So tell us your name, where you're from, and all that good stuff, my friend.
Yeah, of course. My name is Jonas, and I live in Norway.
Wow.
I've been like doing really hard work for 2-3 months, and I've been joining MIC for 2 months.
Okay, so you just joined. Okay.
Yeah, I've just done really new member here, so just waiting for the confirmation and improvement on my account to get start trading. And I have lately, like the last 2 weeks, felt pretty confident on what I'm going to do and start trading.
Let me ask you this: Did you have any prior knowledge? How much experience of stocks trading have you had?
Absolutely fucking nothing at all. So I'm like, I've never seen myself have any knowledge of this. Also, so it's like pretty weird. But I have 2 friends who have done MIC earlier. There was like starting to really get me into this, and I was like, holy shit. And I've been paper trading for a month, and the stuff really works. It's like I watched the Trading Fish videos that you made, and that was the first series I watched, and I didn't understand anything. Like,
yeah,
so mind blown. And holy shit, I watched them again, and it's like, what the fuck? And now I put my own lines and like see if things work, and I think it's just so cool to like learn something every day.
So tell us the process you learning. So you joined. This is a very good. So thank you for coming on, because I love seeing this. Someone that knows nothing about stocks.
Nothing.
So when you first watch, you're like, what the heck? It's like a different language, right?
Yeah.
How do you start learning?
That's one thing too. It's a different language. I didn't understand that at first, but I started learning just by watching videos. Videos.
Which video in order did you watch? Did you watch the Joe Basics?
All right. Yeah. The first thing was your Trading Fish Academy. Then I went over to the Tosh videos. Webinars.
Okay, webinars.
Yeah, and then I went to the Bao recaps. And now I watch like several things that because in the start I didn't know nothing, and then I got my own interest, like low hanging fruits and Cyprian lights. So I just rewatch videos that I want to like get more experience on, right? So that's my learning process, and now I feel.
Did you attend all the webinars? We have multiple webinars, right? Which webinars have you attended?
Joe Kelly webinars, and I also watched like Alex Live, your lives.
How about the Loa on Thursday? You watch those?
No, not Aloha.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, that is like the next mental process I need to be focusing more on.
No problem. Yeah, this is just your second month, right?
Yeah, your second month. So I have so much to work on. Also,
do you have a tab?
Yeah, I have a tab with a guy. I think we're pretty much on the same level. He's been in MIC
give him a shout out.
Yeah, Aviators. Shout out to you, my friend.
All right. What's the name again? I'm sorry.
Aviators is his name.
Oh, okay. So that's good. You guys are learning all this stuff together. I mean, it helps, right?
Yeah, it does. And I'm really going to put more work into it now as I'm going with real money. So
this is a great step, man. I mean, you know nothing, but you have such hard work ethics and patience to learn before you even put out any money.
And the thing also is that I learned the work ethics too. I learned to work hard. It's like the mental state. It's kind of sick, but that comes from my friends also. So.
How old are you, man?
I'm 21.
Wow. So are you a student? What's going on with the corona? Are you?
I was a student. Now I'm sure of doing something else, you know.
Okay.
So I'm going all in, to be honest.
Okay, but you're doing it slowly. I love that. So tell us to summarize. Like, what did you learn? I want to hear because this is amazing. Someone that knows nothing about stocks all of a sudden are learning the terminology, learning the concepts, the strategies. Yeah. So give us a quick summary of a typical trade. Right? Yeah, like your process.
Yeah, right. So my day is first of all like looking in the main chat, like what stocks am I going to do today? I'm going to find what works with my process or my plan, right?
Yes.
And that is.
And do you watch a watch list? You use Alex watch list?
Yeah, but first I try to look on my own what I can do. Yeah, check for what is out of lines, check the ones, just do everything secure and everything like that. When that's done, I will then start to look at the new things I learned now, low-hanging fruits. If I got like the time, I don't want to bring too much on the table at once. So just looking at lines too, and things like a simple word as whips. That can determine where to get a good position as a short.
That's right. You examine the little areas.
Yeah, exactly.
How accurate do you think? So at the beginning, that know nothing. You were drawing yourself the lines now.
Yeah.
How accurate have you been?
I've been pretty accurate. 225 on my. No, that says nothing. But I have been pretty accurate, to be really honest, and that's why I'm so excited.
Okay. But this is the way you should do it, guys. So I'll tell you how it's done. Trading is a lot of confidence. If you do not trust your system, there's no way you can put out the trade. So the fact that you are learning this paper trading and building your confidence, that's the correct way to do it. You've been doing it right, my friend.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I had a call with my friend who's in MIC. Shout out to you, Cedric. He's like talking about the same thing, having confidence in what you're doing, and that having a plan and just follow your plan. And it can always be changeable, like when you're in the market, but you have to have that confidence to prove it. You know.
That's the thing. One of the hardest things is to know where to enter, where to exit, all that. And you as a beginning trader, you already know how to draw the lines and can pretty accurately predict where it's going to go, but risk management is always going to cover the other cases where it doesn't work, right? So you always have to keep in the risk management. So the very good thing that Johnny has been doing right now is building good habits. I keep talking about this all the time. You're building very good habits. The danger is all these guys are trying to learn on their own, have a lot of bad habits. So it takes, man, so long to unlearn a bad habit. So I love the way you're doing it. You're talking about this and you're waiting. It's like, dude, this is the way to do it. This is the same thing with Faye and all that. Let me ask you, are you an annual member?
I'm a monthly member.
Okay. We're coming out with a DVD, guys. That's going to be available probably within a month. That's going to even help someone like Johnny who knows absolutely nothing about trading anymore. So I congratulate you, Johnny, right now. We have probably like 700 videos, and you navigated through the right ones, which helped you got to where you are. So we're coming out 2 months. We're coming out 2 months to take those 700 videos and reduce it down to 7 hours as an accelerator, a jump start. So, you know, it's a very long process. It's like over half a year of us trying to do this. So thank you, Joe Kelly, Tosh, and Alex for doing this. And
those guys are just incredible.
Yep.
I never expected this for 2 months ago.
The Lifetime guys are on this feed right now. What do you guys think of the DVD? So the Lifetime guys get the beta test first and give us input. So whether their input, we go change it. So, and then we release it out, and it's going to be free for the annual guys. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I asked. So it's awesome, man. Thank you for helping with this process, guys. So what are you looking for now? Okay, so now you learn after 2 months, and now you're comfortable. You actually attend every day to the chat room. You can understand how we trade the way we trade. And so tell everybody, like, where was the light switch? I mean, at what point? Because you went from not understanding this language. I call this trading is like a language, like learning Chinese, right? It's like a whole new language.
I heard something similar like that before.
So one day now you're talking, conversing in this new language and being comfortable understanding.
The point was when I actually started, like, holy fuck, I got the visualized things. I visualized myself like in the few years, right? I just visualized all the time, and that helped me for the motivation. And also Cedric and Max, they helped me a lot with the motivation. Like, it's only been 2 months, but I am usually a guy that do something and then like kind of doesn't get a feeling and quit. But my mental state has built so high, and like I think it's so awesome to just get these things and understand it. Yeah, and in the start there was nothing I didn't know, and they told me all the time, suddenly you're gonna know it all. And it's like some points where I just whoa, and it's like all the time. So the confidence is pretty high, and
I love it. You're learning the process, my friend. That's the key. You're learning the process. We keep saying process, but that is the truth. You know, process and risk management. I love it, man. I appreciate it. I thank you. So you do what I do every day. Okay, Johnny? You visualize. I paper trade every single day. Every minute I watch a stock, I am thinking in my head what I'm going to do. And it seems right. So that to me is like back testing my theories all the time. Even if I don't enter the stock, I'm like, oh man, I was right. It bounced exactly off there. But the thing is, there's certain risk reward that you shouldn't be trading all the time. There's only certain major risk reward. And the rest of the time, you can still day trade in your head like I do, like you do, visualize it. And I think that's what happens when you stop being lazy, because you're never a lazy guy. I know that. You work hard. It's when the aha comes on, when you stop being lazy and start to think for yourself. You use the watch list like Alex, not just to copy the trades, but to guide, to understand and reverse engineer how he came up with it.
Yeah, I didn't do that like make my own charts and look into that things before. I just tried once, and I saw, shit, my lines aren't that far from what is being explained in the video here. And I was, whoa, and that's another like aha moment, you know?
But the thing is this, man, the lines that I draw, that Alex draws, those are just, we don't really know, to be honest. It's just an area, right? And the difference between 1 penny, 2 pennies is not going to make a difference. It's just knowing that area. And so don't be afraid that you won't come exact numbers. It's all ballpark, right? But it's like 740, 735. It's pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, it is.
So a lot of people, this is the thing I get a lot of questions asked. Oh, why is it not 735 or 740? I'm like, dude, you're missing the point. The point is to learn the process to know where that line is, not to get the exact same, because we don't really know where it's going to bounce off.
Yes. Can I come with a last thing?
Yes, please.
You traded in euro today?
Neuro, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like seeing a strong resistance on the $3 level, right? And it's like pushed that line, and then it started to halt. And I was like, oh my God, why? This was like, I didn't expect this. Like, of course you didn't expect it, but I was like, okay, this is weird. This is weird of the market doing. And I was glad to see like it when you wrote in MIC like later on the day, it don't usually happen. That tells me that I actually learned something to like see some charts and see how things going after what I'm looking for, right?
You notice this. A lot of times, I keep saying, a lot of times you can learn a lot from losses. So you know me. I post my losses. You saw that, right? It's So I lost on Neuro, and so it took me time to process to understand why. And then all of a sudden, the Neuro started going the right direction again. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, right? So I'll explain that stock, okay? That's a very rare occurrence that a stock that is that beat up gets triggered like that. And the reason why they're able to do that, okay? The reason why they're able to do that, the float is so tiny. What's the float on Neuro?
I can check it out.
You have to be very careful on a tiny float. I think like 2 million or less.
Yeah, because I was looking on the filings, not to like see if I was wrong, but just to see like, okay, why is this happening? You know?
What's the 1.3? Someone said what the float on Neuro is like 1.3 million. You see, that's why I'm like, holy shit! It doesn't take much to spike it artificially that much. And so the lesson of that stock is this. Normally, I would be trading on a few stocks. I'd be watching. So you saw my charts. I actually was shorting around the $3.50 line. I mean, actually, no, wait. The $3 line. It was a $3 line, like 3.20. And so the $3 line I was using, because that was the correct process for a low-hanging fruit. I was fortunate. I only had 4,000 shares because of a couple of things. The liquidity was so bad. It was slowly moving. It was like hardly any volume. So stocks that have such small volume, it doesn't take a much difference in the volume to spike it up, but then you notice it spiked right back down.
Exactly.
And so
nice.
So how you fix this in the future is this, guys. Take a look at the float. Doesn't matter if it's a low-hanging fruit, whatever. That tiny float, you always have to be careful. You always have to size small enough for the liquidity. I always talk about this all the time. You have to size appropriately for the volume, for the liquidity. Like a stock like a CHCI today, at 50 million shares, you can size the hell up and get out. But this stock, Neuro, at that time, I think I had like 100,000 shares. So 4,000 of my shares was 4% of the volume.
Shit.
You see? So keep that in mind too. And the float was 1.3 million. So in essence, it's a very rare that it happens, but it happens. Don't get to the point where, remember, I keep saying this, you want to trade a 20 blackjack hand, but 21 will beat you. How rare is it 21? You get the dealer get 21, but it happens. And then when it happens, you want to go broke off that one trade. So I put myself only 4,000 shares. Even if it went up $1, it's only $4,000, which is a lot, but it's not going to make someone go broke. You know what I'm saying? So you have to factor in. It's not like I put in 40,000 shares and I go broke. So the key is you have to check the volume. You have to check the float. The float today makes a whole difference. And that's what the driving force today. And I think that stock went up because of this, okay? That stock went up because you always have to check the sentiment of the market, the overall sentiment of the market. All these stocks are moving today. APDN, CACI, Pixie, all those are low floats. They're all low float.
Well, that's nothing new for me. That's nothing new for me.
Neuro today is so there are probably people in there that are trying to manipulate every low float today because it worked. It worked on all these stocks today, right? And so they're just going around seeing which one works, which one doesn't, and they can trigger a guy like me to cover. If I had a big position, I would be the guy that's chasing this. But I only have
All right.
4,000 shares, you know. So you have to take a look at the sentiment. The sentiment, and so notice when one of these stocks started to break down, all the other stocks now started to break down.
Huh.
All these low floaters
it kind of makes
went from
sense. Yeah, but like
these,
it's something new for me that too. So nice.
So it's like, okay, so when you're trading a small cap, it's like the large cap. So large cap follows the general market. If the market is weak today, these stocks will be weak, even though nothing has changed in their company, right? It's the same thing with small cap. So if the landscape, if the sentiment of the small cap is all the low floaters are running, be very careful about shorting, because you know that is the sentiment. Everyone's very confident.
Okay, right.
Because everything worked. Why wouldn't you get into Neuro if every other thing worked?
Huh.
And then all of a sudden one stock starts to go down and they all start to go down.
Okay, so that's kind of the big picture like of the market.
Yeah, so you have to get the overall sentiment of the market, just like in large caps. You always be looking at the spider, the SPY, the futures and all that. So for us as a small cap, we are fortunate we don't have to look at the large cap movements, but we have to look at the overall sentiment of the small cap movement. Today, every low float was killing every short. Right? UAVS.
Yeah. Now it's safe. Now it's safe. Nice.
Look at UAVS. Now it died, right? What's UAVS at? UAVS, I think ran to like 140 from 60 cents. Where's it at now, guys? UAVS.
Oh, UAVS.
Yeah, Apple. Yeah. 117. But you see, that's also a low floater. They all ran up, and so everyone's trying like, oh, why don't we pump up Neuro? And I think that's what happened, guys. So the overall sentiment is very scary for short. But then it changed when all these stocks like APDN tanked, Pixie tanked, CACI tanked. Take a look at that. They're all about the same time too.
Yeah, okay, because I haven't looked into like 4 stocks today and trying to like.
Correct. This is my advice to you guys. This is why you have a lot of screens, guys. I'm not recommending everybody get 25 screens, but to get more screens, because you cannot see the overall sentiment of the market unless you have more screens to put these stocks out. So a lot of times people Well, we're back. This is some good information, guys. I think it's too good. Yep, there's an hour limit on IG Live, so that's why there's an hour limit. We're coming back. Let me bring back Johnny.
Yeah, just to finish things off, Bao, to say it really quick, begun with the outer lines, the easy stuff, depth camels, the easy stuff, like mastered those and felt confident, advanced to making my own lines, set those, and then I also like felt pretty confident on those. Now I'm starting with money, so now am I just going to keep that process, keep that
Start
process
small.
Yes.
Start small. Because I'm going to tell you something, okay? So going from paper trading to real trading, I'll tell you what to expect, okay? And this is why you have to start with like 100 shares, very small. Because of this. Because when you're trading without real money, you do perfect trade because there's no emotion.
Nothing.
The moment you start losing money, you're like, oh shit, that's my lunch money. That's the money I could have bought a t-shirt. You know, that's my rent money. And so you're like shaking all the time.
Yes.
So you have to overcome that. That's why I tell you something. You have to start with 100 shares just to learn the mechanics of the fill, because you're not going to fill right away. The stock will come to your price. They don't fill you. It happens all the time. It's like with paper trading, I can always feel anytime I want. So, you know, with real trading, you're going to have emotional as well as not being able to fill. And at the same time, you have to practice your risk management. Risk management is key. If you cannot, I keep telling you all the time, if you cannot master 100 shares, you're not going to be able to master 1,000 shares. If you cannot make $100 a day consistently, you're not going to be able to make $1,000 a day.
That's cool, man.
Each time you level up, it's exponential. It's not linear. It's exponential. Because the difference between losing $100 and $1,000 is 10 times. And you are going to freeze. There'll be a point where Nuro, N-U-R-O, happens to me. I'm stuck 4,000 shares. And it was at $3.25 when it opened up. If I was an amateur, I would just freeze. What I did is I took most of it off. I covered $3.25 and then $3.50. Everything. It hit $4. It went up 75 cents from what I covered, right? And then I was able to short at there and make back my money. So those are the things that experience will help you. And those are the things that having a stop loss, a hard stop. So start to use hard stops when you start using real money. When you start real money, start making hard stops.
Yeah, hard stops and the process is my key two things I will focus on the next 2 months.
Good.
And before like increase size.
Because I'm going to tell you what's going to make you successful. It's not how much you make, it's how much you don't fucking lose. Okay? You can make money every day, but if it takes one play to wipe you out, doesn't matter if you've been consistent 99% of the time, right?
Yeah, bro, that's
what people don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't think through the next month. You have to think some years, like how much can you lose by not putting out your heart of those years. Like that's the goal, Bao. And I like you mentioned it again. You can't get that things in enough because people don't get it too. And yeah,
the hardest hurdle, I'm telling you guys, the hardest hurdle between going from part-time trading to professional trading is the fact that you have to control your losses. You cannot let one loss wipe out a month of work or a year of work or a week of work, things like that. Okay? That's why you have these guards in place like max loss, max size, stop loss. That's why the sooner you start putting in a hard stop as a habit, the better it is. It's better to lose a small amount and get tricked than it is to not put a hard stop and a Nuro happens. You're dead. You will cover at $4 and blow your account. Because you do not have the reflex to cover. You're doing a low-hanging fruit. You're making money every day, and then Nuro happens, and you are happen to that. You just wipe their entire account out.
That can be harsh,
right?
Shit, exactly.
So put your hard stop in.
I don't want to experience that to learn it.
So that's why you use 100 shares. Start the good habit. Start doing 100 shares with hard stops in every time. And then now it becomes a reflex, right? It becomes your instinct. Every time you do this, you do this. You put a hard stop every time. So it's, you don't even think about it. You don't even think about it. So,
Nice. Like,
so don't start with bad habits. Start with the good habits. Don't worry about the small losses. Don't let them trick you. Don't worry about it. That little loss is going to save you in the long run.
yeah, that's also something I'm preparing my mental state for now. It's like I'm not going to be like frustrated or something if I lose. I'm going to see what I can learn from that loss. But things like that, you know, and that's also something I'm saying to me right now. But is it that same feeling when I come into the market and actually lose? And that's also a good point that you can use 100 shares because that feeling gets like lower. So
correct.
Yeah.
Get used to that feeling of losing small. I'm telling you right now, the sooner you get used to taking a small loss, the better. Okay? A lot of the problem people have is they're not used to losing. And so when they encounter with loss, they don't want to accept it. And they rather go broke than to take the small loss.
Yeah, I have much to work on there too, to be honest. I have paper traded, and it's very some bad trades that I can see now from the perspective. Like I thought was good in the first because I made like money, but it doesn't work like that. When I see it, it was bad and it was like lucky. It's
correct.
Nothing to talk about.
And when it's fake money, you forget it because
yeah. Well,
there is no takebacks in real money, guys.
No. So that's also kind of cool to see because paper trading, no emotion in a big loss, right? And then just going bam, huge shares because I want to get in plus. It's like it doesn't work like that at all. It doesn't work like that because that was not planned. That was not planned at all. Like trade like that.
Yeah, so Davin had a good question about do you stop loss the whole thing? At this level where you have to ask that question, yes, stop loss the entire thing because you're not in that much size. When you start out anyway, so take the whole thing. Later on, when you don't have to ask that question, is when you're in 50,000 shares, and that's a different question. Come back to me then. So that's a very good question, Davin. At the beginning stages, took the entire loss, because your big size is not big enough to worry about anything. Take the whole loss. Because that's the area you should get out anyway. Or if you want, I mean, you try it. I'm not going to tell you and then you tell Val you're wrong. This is the part of the 100 shares. Figure it out for yourself. Which one works best for you? My style is different than your style, etc. Guys, right? So use the time for the 100 shares to learn all these questions, like how do I take a stop loss and all that stuff. And so what if you lose like $10, $20? That's tuition money. At this point, it's tuition money to learn. When you start out with real money, the goal is not to make money right away, guys. You're not going to make much money trading 100 shares. The goal is to learn the process, to get good habits, to learn and refine your strategy. Then later on, you can move up.
That's an extremely strong point, Paul. Like, I get what you're saying there more and more. And that's extremely nice to see also. And like get that mentally prepared the brain, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm just walking, exercising. They told me the pool's closed. Okay, we get out of the pool. The pool is closed. Okay. Anyways, all right, Johnny, thank you, man. I'm going to let you go and see you in the room. I appreciate this conversation very much, guys. So there we go. There you have it, man. Really awesome. Yeah. You know, to summarize, Johnny just started 2 months ago. He's about to go from paper trading to live trading. And so this is exactly a lot of the position that you guys are in right now. And I hope you guys watch this over and over, because there's a lot of valuable lessons to be had. So thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, thanks you so much, Bo. Thank you so much.
I'll see you in the room, my friend. Hey, what's your name in the room? What's your name in the room?
Jonas. I can send you a message.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, see you, Bo. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Woo. Okay, well, that lasted a lot longer than I thought, guys. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys back in the room. And text Tosh for any more questions.